Meringue. It's magical, white, fluffy, scientific, historical, beautiful meringue. Welcome to Cooking with Missing Ingredients. So today we're making meringues without the cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is actually one of the ingredients that inspired this entire series. You probably saw it in your grandma or mom's pantry or something. But anyway.
Real Betty Bakers.
Real Betty Baker. If you're not as much of a Betty Baker as your mom or grandma might have been, you might not have cream of tartar in your pantry. So I started thinking, well, if I just want to make meringues, do I really need cream of tartar? Do I really have to go out to the store and go buy myself some cream of tartar just to have meringue cookies? We're going to make meringues without cream of tartar with a couple of different substitutions, see what works. A little bit of history about meringues. They are associated most closely with French, like meringue. It's French, you know, meringue. Marie Antoinette and like French royalty. So the word meringue was introduced by a very prestigious chef de cuisine of the 1700s, François Messiaen. He is also credited with the creme brulee, which is my favorite dessert. But actually the earliest that we see documentation of what we know as meringues was in 1604 by Lady... I've been saying it for hours and now I blank out. Okay. Lady Fetterplace of Gloucester had a little cookbook that she called them white bread biscuits. A few years later, Lady Fane of Kent, she called them pets. Somehow moved themselves over to be known more famously in French. Meringue is thought maybe to originate with the Swiss village Meringue. Perhaps it's one of those like royal people on the move, modern reality show like royals on the move, royals on the go, traveling with royals. I would imagine like the king of wherever traveled to England at some point and found the recipe. Somebody traveled to Switzerland and found a shop making meringues and brought it back to the royals. That's my guess. So there's a lot of uncertainty about where the name came from, but the earliest documentation comes from England in the 1600s. I started thinking about the electric mixer, the stand mixer, the wire whisk, all of these things, and I was thinking, did they have this? Was this like something you got from the blacksmith? I looked it up and the earliest documented whisk for this purpose was actually to, quote, beat it with a birch rod. We're gonna try that today. So I found this big bunch of little twig stuff here at the craft store. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh wow. So I just sort of, you know, I imagine like the ladies back in old jolly England. Go to the Renaissance fair, famous for the big busty, chesty dresses. I would imagine they are hiding some big arm guns under there with all this beating of the eggs with the birch rods and whatnot, and the cutting of the sticks apparently too. Okay, so I have my 2 eggs and my 17th century birch, it's not birch, but rod. I'm paying homage to the old ladies who, well, they were probably young when they did it, of whence they came, ye old women of the...
I was waiting for you to put down the other egg. I was like, I guess we're holding it the whole time.
I don't know. Definitely always make sure you don't get eggshells, because that's like the worst thing ever, is to bite into an eggshell in your baked goods, right? Let me enjoy this nice meringue and then all of the sudden crunch. We've all experienced it. Try not to do it. All right, so I just have 2 egg whites to start with. So we're gonna time and see how long it takes to beat the eggs in, if we get any stiffening at all. Okay, so here we go. All right, count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good so far, actually. I'm surprised. As you can see, that's not bad. Heck, I mean, that worked though. Well, I'm impressed. It's like mad props to women in the olden age. Not unbelievable that they would have figured that out. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely my arms are a little bit tired. That was gonna be like that old joke. So I just flew in from Philadelphia and boy are my arms tired. I just flew in from Miami and boy are my arms tired.
Wait, do you want to say like I just whisked?
I just whisked eggs for 10 minutes and boy are my arms tired. That doesn't work obvious. Back to the task at hand, we're making meringues without the cream of tartar. So, of course, we're gonna do a control with cream of tartar and then a couple of substitutes. Actually, I feel like I should have a representative for the without. Just gonna grab this this will represent our without, right? It's empty. So anyway, let's just talk about cream of tartar for a second. Basically, cream of tartar is tartaric acid. The only significant source found in nature is in grapes. It's an acid salt, which is found as sediment and crusted crystallized substance on the inside of wine barrels. So then they remove this crystallized acid salt and they put it in little bottles and sell it to bakers. Because it's the only solid version of an acid, in the chemistry of cooking, it's often not a direct substitute to be able to use lemon juice or vinegar because you've got a liquid that you're then replacing for a solid. So most things that I've seen that are talking about making meringues, they say to use lemon juice or vinegar. They're roughly around the same acidity, but they do add that moisture to the egg whites. The sugar in the meringue, its primary role is to absorb that moisture and to dry out and turn it in the meringue into a cookie. Putting the lemon juice into it might not be the best thing. The other thing that I found as a potential substitute is baking powder. So baking powder is another one of those sort of mysteries of the kitchen for me growing up. There's baking soda and there's baking powder, and I always remember growing up when I would see recipes that called for one or the other or both, I was like, what is baking powder and why is it different? Baking powder is actually a combination of, drum roll, cream of tartar and baking soda. So basically it's 2/3 cream of tartar and 1/3 baking soda. So if you ever have a recipe that calls for both cream of tartar and baking soda, I feel like you should just be able to modify it with baking powder. I thought, well, let's try it for the meringues because there is already the cream of tartar. But let's go back to like middle school chemistry class. So the cream of tartar is the acid and the baking soda is the base. And when they interact with each other, they create bubbles so that you get a bread that's lighter. Basically, I'm not sure if baking powder is really going to work as a substitute, given that this has some of the baking soda in it. It might counteract any effect. So we're gonna try our control cream of tartar, of course. We're gonna try lemon juice. We're gonna use baking powder because I think that that will be interesting. And actually, the one that I am really legitimately the most interested in is the without. To see what the difference is, you know, when you're whipping up these egg whites, if we can actually physically, visibly see a difference between using any of these products or nothing at all. So I think that's actually going to be really cool to see on this one. So let's get cooking. Let's get whipping. Whip it up. All right, so we have all of our ingredients. So we have our 3 egg whites we're gonna put into our mixer. Okay, cream of tartar, all right, 1/4 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of... So we're gonna use almond extract. Mess with this. Here's the magical moment, 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. So we've got 3 more egg whites. Let's do this again. All right, and they go. Woo. So this time we're doing baking powder. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, well. So last but not least, we are doing our 4th experiment. The experiment to end all cream of tartar experiments. Okay, so as of right now, our first 3 look like it's not a huge difference, but we don't know actually how that will. Should I redo it?
Is it the same measurement? No, then yes, we should redo it.
And to prove that we're doing this very scientifically, science is of the utmost importance here at Tabletop Eats. All right, so here we go. We're gonna dump this in. All right, we're gonna use the proper measuring of, here we go, half a teaspoon. This is the important one to see whether or not anything affects it though. So this is the really important one to be exact about. Okay, I mean, this looks
that's
pretty good.
firm.
Yeah, this is really firm.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, how it's standing up.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that looks pretty equal.
Yeah, there it is. All holding up nice and firm.
Yeah, look at that. That looks good.
All right.
That looks probably just about the same. I mean, that looks pretty darn close. It makes a lot. You know, like a little bit goes a long way. 3 egg whites gives you all this for cookies. All right, here we go. Oh, get a good grip here. I mean, that looks good. Okay, let's just maybe put one in the middle here. Ooh, we're going wild. Meringues gone wild. Very unsymmetrical here. All right, I don't know. Okay.
All right.
Yay, awesome. Got a nice little A. A for effort. All right, so here are our 4 experiments. We've got cream of tartar, we've got lemon juice to mock the acidity, we've got baking powder that's mostly cream of tartar, and then we've got without anything else in it. So far they look all about the same. So we're gonna continue and see if there's anything else about the baking process, or later on, after they've been cooked for a little while, if there's anything else about the cream of tartar that impacts the meringues. We are gonna bake these, and technically it's kind of not really baking. I mean, it is, but it's more of a dehydration process. It's because these are going in the oven at like 200 degrees for 2 hours. You're really just looking to get the moisture out and to have the sugar interact with the egg whites to really pull the moisture out. Actually, another fun fact about meringues, they're sometimes called forgotten cookies, meaning like they were forgotten in the oven. Forgotten cookies. Also pets. Also white biscuit bread. All right, let's get these things in the oven. All right, so it's 2 hours later. My, how the time flies. So, we got some dinner, and now we are definitely ready for some dessert.
Dessert.
Some delicious, crispy, sweet meringues sound really good right now. Yay, good thing we have a ton of them in the oven. So here we go. Now, spoiler alert, they all look really good. Like, I think these actually might be, they're a little hot to the touch, so it's only 200 degrees, so it's not like really hot, but so here are our control cream of tartars, lemon juice, our A for effort baking powder, triumphant without. They all look really good. Like they all feel crispy to the touch. And here we'll put very light, a little cracking. Not too much, but like in a pretty way, right? So the ones with the baking powder, the ones we were thinking might rise more, right? Don't really look like they did at all, really. So, I mean, as of right now, it all looks pretty equal. I'm about ready to taste them. Are you ready to taste them, Matt?
Dessert.
All right, so here we are. We're gonna try these delicious meringues. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Cool,
Can't you see my
yay.
little excited dance?
Our dessert dance.
Dessert,
We're like
dessert.
wiggling like the meringue earlier, not now, because
Yeah.
it's nice and crunchy and
All
stiff
right.
now. All right, so let's try this. Let's try the control of the cream of tartar. Okay, ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Melt in your mouth.
Yeah. It's light, fluffy, airy.
Yeah, very. There's a hole in the bucket.
That's what you want, really.
Hole in the middle.
Right?
Yeah, very sweet.
Well, yeah. It's mostly sugar.
Well,
We get the almond flavor, of course, from our almond extract. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a meringue cookie.
All right, try the lemon juice.
Lemon.
Cheers.
Ah!
Oh. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Denser by a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little different, but
No, definitely a little denser. Still has a melt in your mouth from the sugar
yeah,
and
it's still really good.
everything.
I feel almost like the outside has a little bit more of the dense cookie part. The middle is similar.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that because it's a little bit more cookie-like.
Yeah. I feel like it's a bit tacky to the touch.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, ever so slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's ever so slightly.
I don't really get any lemon flavor.
No, you can't
In
taste
there?
lemon. Well, it's very little. It's very
So
small.
far, lemon, good substitute.
Yeah.
Maybe
Just, yeah.
maybe needed to be baked just a bit longer. All right.
Okay, let's try the
Baking
baking
powder?
powder. All right, cheers. I feel like the middle is lighter than the lemon, but then the outer, it has like a little outer crust the same way the lemon one did. Like the middle has more holes, so maybe that is from the baking soda.
I can actually taste a difference between this and the cream of tartar and the lemon. It's like less bright.
You can kind of tell
It's
the
a little-
baking soda element. Like maybe you can kind of taste it a little bit.
I bet it's because the baking soda is a base, so it neutralizes some of the acid. So whereas these two have that acid brightness to them, this is actually lacking it. And actually, yeah, I don't think this one tastes as good as either one of those.
Let's try without,
Without.
because that'll really be the test here.
This one just tastes like sugar to me. I actually don't really get, I feel like, any of the almond flavor. Maybe it's because we just tasted multiple in a row, but
Doses of sugar.
so far my thoughts. Cream of tartar doesn't really seem to do much for overall consistency or the necessity of it for like the fluffiness of the egg whites.
Right, like it's not affecting the core chemistry of it.
Yeah, like
Apparently.
you can, it seems like you can just have the meringues even just without and they're fine, but there's a distinct flavor difference between having the cream of tartar and not, or
And the
even,
lemon and
yeah.
it's not distinct enough in the sense of like if you were bringing these to a party or a potluck and
That
you just
someone
wanted
would
to
be-
like
yeah.
give, I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh, these are gross.
I don't think the flavor difference is hugely distinct between cream of tartar and just a little bit of lemon juice. But I think the flavor is it's a very big jump between either of the two with just the straight acid added to the two without. They're all good.
Yeah, they're
all
good.
good, but definitely these two are the preferred
Yeah,
of
a
them.
little goes a long way too,
Yes,
which
three-
is also nice.
Yeah, 3 egg yolks makes a lot of meringue.
Yeah, well, that as well as eating them. So, I mean, if you want like a nice sweet treat that's
That doesn't-
easy to make, it was very easy to
Yeah,
make.
doesn't cost much because the
Very
ingredients are
cheap.
sugar, egg,
Yeah.
tartar, and then any flavoring.
Yeah,
that you-
put a little food coloring in it and it'll be cute and fancy and everything like that. Oh, wait, hold on. This I thought would be fun. Wait, we got to do this, right?
All right.
Anyway, look at how cute that is. Aw, all right. We hope you enjoy your meringues. And if you liked this video, then please, follow, subscribe, all the things, and so you can see us again, because who knows. And we have these cool stiff 'em up shirts. Stiff 'em up.
It's a
yeah.
little egg, and he's holding another egg up, and he's like, "Hey, stiff 'em up!
So yeah.
Hey!" I like him.
So, yeah, I think it's fun.
I like him too. He's like, whoa! Yeah. And he's already been whipped a little bit.
Oh. If you liked these shirts, then visit our website and our store and check them out and help support us and get some cool stuff for yourself or the ones you love.
All right.
And thank you for joining us, and enjoy your sweet treat meringues. Impress somebody with the magic. With the magic of the meringue.
With the magic of
the meringue.